Hello, welcome to the show, Deth-N-Vengeance. I'm Jonny Deth here with my crew. This is...
My name's Eddie Gein, and I like long strolls on the beach. No, actually, I'm more of like an anime guy. Old school anime, from 90s, DBZ. You got Tenchi Muyo. You got your Gundam.
Gundam Wing?
Yeah, Gundam Wing.
What about Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho was good.
What about Mushu Pork and sweet and sour chicken and number 7, substitute egg roll?
Like recently, I watched Air Gear with this fat guy. He told me.
Oh my god! Whoa.
Hey, everybody! Talking about Air Gear.
What's up, everybody? I'm Majin Martinez, aka Majin Drew, or if you would like to add it in the comments, Fatty Bucha. So the reason why he's talking about Air Gear is because it was an anime that I just found out of nowhere watching Hulu. And I told him, hey, call me Fatty Bucha. And I told him about that. And he's all like, wow, this whole show is gay.
It was really gay. Because
I mean, towards the end it was.
It was really cheesy. The good thing is when you start drinking, it gets a lot better.
Well, unfortunately, I rarely drink here, people. I know. Oh, look, sad story. Yay.
Yeah, I'm trying to quit too.
I rarely drink like once every 6 months or in a blue moon. But I'm more of the toker heads. Hey, people. But first off, before we go anywhere else, we want to thank this big, lovable, bald bastard named Jonny Deth.
Who's
Not
that?
Deth. Well, you know this fucker.
That's Deth.
And we're not talking about Jonny Deth because, no, we're not going to freaking, what was that shit? Clickbait you into be like, oh, look, Jonny Deth does a freaking talk show or something. But
while we're on animes, the last one I've watched was Food Wars. But I can't watch that shit because I get hungry and then I want to eat. And I got a weight problem. I can't wait to eat, so I can't watch that show no more.
I mean, well, on anime, like I really like stick towards watching Case Closed. Like Detective Conan. I think it's called Detective Conan and its original name. But I watch it because like I find it like very opening. Like I'm into the whole mystery and like solving like a case, and like that show kind of opens it up.
See, if you like Detective Conan, and I'm pretty sure you've seen Death Note. If you're into Death Note, you'll probably also be into Psychopaths.
I've heard about that one.
Yeah, Psychopaths is a really good one.
People always tell me like that's one I would get into because
it's like a crime thriller, crime drama. Pretty much like if Blade Runner and what's that one movie? With the psychics? Philip K. Dick.
I think it's Philip My Dick. No, I don't know.
The 3 psychics that predict crimes. It's like on the tip of my tongue.
Numbers?
No.
No.
Murder She Wrote? No, hang on.
Is it a Minority Report?
Minority Report. There you go.
Psychics.
So it's pretty much like Minority Report meets Blade Runner, meets like a cop drama. I would guess maybe. Yeah, but it's pretty good. That's like one of the first animes after Death Note that really got me into anime. But if you like any kind of stuff like that, you like Psychopaths.
You know what? And you got me thinking when you talked about detective shows. We don't have a good redneck detective show. You know what I mean? Where there's a redneck character that goes around solving crimes. Like I could see that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can call him like Billy Spam Diego, or something like that. And
so if we got Larry the Cable Guys and pitch him.
Let me tell you something right there. So I'm solving the crime about who took this fella over here's great John Deere tractor, and that's like the whole premise of the show is him walking around and it's like butt crack showing because he's trying to get clues like underneath the, and he's like, let me get some of this mud here, and he picks up a pile of shit and it's like, oh, that ain't mud, or something.
That seems like something Akira Toriyama would jump into.
I'm pitching that to the USA Network.
Or like, what was it? He's going and then like he finds like a deadly weapon as the hot sauce and he eats it. He's all like, I didn't get my Pepsi. Is antacid, his heartburn medication.
Yeah.
And just promotes it into like, I'm gonna pop this.
Whenever I have heartburn, I get Pepsi AC, or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. Black Lagoon. That one's about like pirates.
Okay.
Like not like fucking
One Piece
sword pirates. Yeah,
No,
not
like-
One Piece.
I think I remember one time I traumatized some kids talking like a pirate one time. They came in the store and I'm like, "Hey, matey, how you be doing? I mean, gut you like a pig, make you walk the plank." And then they're like, they ran out the store crying.
Why did you also tell them that you're going to show them the Kraken?
Yes.
That way you're not allowed within 50 feet.
That's where the restraining order came into play. And apparently they're serious about that shit because I was walking by the school. Next thing you know, a fucking taser comes and gets me in the back shoulder, and I'm like,
This is a Netflix show right here. Like, I'm making a murderer, making the pedophile.
Oh, I just posted something on Facebook. It said people that can watch a horror movie and then go to sleep fine are said to be psychopaths. I've been watching horror movies since I was 3 years old, and I've never, I never lost an ounce of sleep. So I guess that makes me a psychopath. But
You ever seen a dead body?
I like to poke with a stick.
Dead body.
Y'all want to poke a dead body with a stick,
Anyways, well, the premise of this show is that Mr. Vengeance himself here, the vengeful knight that lurks around in the dark, Mr. Jonny Deth himself. So check this out. He had this idea that he wanted to go out there and say what's on his mind. Like basically what pisses him off, and then like who the fuck like does this to a kid or like something like that. But I mean, like, how did you get the idea for the podcast?
Well, I've been told I have a big mouth, and I like to shoot off my opinion a lot. So
you did use that big mouth last night on me.
What happens in the parking lot stays in the parking lot, cabrón.
With the crickets.
On my knees like a circus seal. Fuck that. I like bitches. I like pussy. No. No, and what's funny is like we have conversations like this all the time where we'll talk about a movie, or if we're hanging out, going to the movies together, we'll sit there and we'll start talking about, comic books, or we'll talk about, certain subjects that, that pique our interest. And so basically we wanted to recreate that and put it on some kind of show. Originally we were going to do a podcast where it was just like audio, but I figured this is more better to see us in person talking and kind of like, that whole back and forth thing. Because me, I'm a visual person. That's why I like movies and like the stuff I'm into, because I'm more of into that visual element. So this way you can see us, and stuff. And, y'all can leave comments. I mentioned earlier in the first video, we're going to have a thing called Death Wish, where we'll be reading questions or reading some comments or whatever. So good or bad. So it's not going to be all good stuff. Some of it's going to be like, hey, if you like the show, let us know. But a lot of it's going to be like, hey, why the fuck is he wearing a Macho Man t-shirt? Or like, Eduardo, put your hair in a ponytail, or something like that. Or,
I just got off of work, and he let me borrow one of his Macho Man shirts, which is pretty good because I like the Macho Man.
Also, people, you can't see below down here, but he's lactating. So he's actually giving us milk. We're going to eat cereal later. Yeah. But no, like you were talking, I was just thinking about it. What if they did a remake of... didn't they do a remake of Death Wish?
Yes.
I think it was Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. The original, it was Charles Bronson. I remember watching those as a kid. And those were some... even though his name is Bronson, I think he was a Latino. He looks like it. You know what I mean? Like
he had the accent.
I think I think he belongs in the Latino community. So I may not look like it, but I'm half Hispanic. These guys are obviously, more Hispanic than I am. But
I'm black though.
That's racist.
He's a Braccoan. Why we said Braccoan on the show?
All I know from my genealogy is that we're Spaniards. And I believe Aztecs and Native Americans as well from my family line.
Me too. My grandparents, De Leon. So that means at some point my family fought lions because we're De Leon of the lion. I don't know. Or we have lion blood. So,
But where do you come from?
Mine's mostly like Portuguese, Spaniard too.
And that's why he has a fuller beard than I do.
I always get. There was like, hey, the other day, my mom's friend came in. I'm like, to our work, and like, I'm like, hey, how you doing? And then she was like, well, like she was scared. She thought I was a white guy. Like, oh, sure. She's like, ¿Quién es este gringo? And I'm like,
no más pinches gringos here.
I'm like, you don't remember me? And then like she took a while to like, remember me because I hadn't seen her for like a couple of years. But yeah, people are racist out there.
Oh yeah, we get like a little. I'm not gonna lie. Like yes, people consider me as a racist, but I'm more of a person who talks about race, and I see the funny side of it though.
Yeah, so just a warning: we are going to talk about other races on here, our own plus ones that we're not, they're not, that aren't part of our races, our lineage. But it's all in fun. It's not meant to be derogatory.
Yeah, like the accent he was making, stalling good fun.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, like we don't like want to portray ourselves or offend people, but let's just get it right. Like, let's be honest. Like, white people, when nobody's around, are like really throwing the hard R at their friends. Like, seriously, when there's no black people around and they're in their house, they're like really throwing the hard R, like hardcore. I mean, from what I know from experience is that we always called everybody down the street in my hometown like what, puta, pinche, cabrón, and we also did I think negro. Negro was like the biggest one to like just say out loud. But I mean, as racism goes, like yes, it's bad, but like come on, people. Like
I think racism only has validity if you actually put an equal amount of hate behind it. Like, and if we sit here and say, oh, we hate this person, hate this race, and we focused on one race, then I could say, okay, yeah, that's, racist, but, we do it in fun, in jest. So, we're not doing it to piss off anybody, which I know we're probably going to do just because that's the nature, these days. You can't say anything with somebody taking it the wrong way. Most people don't, but some people, take a joke and they try to run with it and say, oh, these guys are blah, 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 whatever. But, so we're just kind of making that clear. So the first order of business, if you want to talk about the movie they just released on Blu-ray and digital download, DVD and all that, Infinity Wars. A lot of people were perplexed about the ending, seeing all these superheroes, poof in a cloud of ashes and smoke. Honestly, my opinion is just from the comic book that they're trapped inside one of the stones. And, the whole, if you watch the new Ant-Man movie, they explore going into the, what's that, quantum realm or whatever?
Oh, yeah, the quantum realm, you know what? I gotta say is, like, as John said it earlier, that we do go to movies together. We do make the time because we all have jobs, of course. But we still make that time to go see a movie and kind of critique and make our opinions about it. And I think one of the last movies that we went to was Infinity Wars, right? But yeah, I think, like I was so happy when I actually got to see Ant-Man and the Wasp, and they actually introduced the quantum realm, and we actually got to see it, and just going into that whole little universe of that, it is just like kind of amazing. You gotta wonder, like, can that exist beyond what we know?
Yeah, plus also, a lot of people are like, whoa, man, I know a lot of people were pissed about Doctor Strange giving the Time Stone to Thanos, just giving it up. Knowing Doctor Strange the way I've come to know him from the movies and his character and the way he does stuff, I don't think is the actual real Infinity Stone. If you there's a part in there where he has like a fake one in that little medallion, and Thanos even says, oh, this isn't the real one, show me the real one, and he's like, he has it like over here or something like that. So honestly, I think he concocted a fake one. That's why when he did the whole finger snap, that Gauntlet got all trashed and messed up because it wasn't the real Infinity Stone.
Let me chime in right there.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, you remember the part where Doctor Strange is like having all these like little seizure thing. He's seeing all those alternate realities.
Yeah,
like he's vibing through.
Yeah,
like
I think he actually did give him the Infinity Stone, and because at one point he's also like, "Oh, this is the only way." What does he say?
One outcome, right? He only saw one way it would be good.
This is the only outcome or something. Or I think that he knew he had to give Thanos the Infinity Stone because that would lead to the good outcome. So I think that's where they're going with that.
That's a other possibility. But yeah, but just don't put too much stock in the fact that Spider-Man and the Black Panther, all these people are dead. They're not dead.
Wait,
they even leaked like a thing recently where one of the actors had said that all the deaths were going to be reversed or something.
I think it was Dave Bautista who did that because I remember reading an article. Oh, Dave Bautista's in trouble because he released what's going to be in Avengers, the new one, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, out of the whole Infinity Wars, like I really loved the movie, honestly, and I'm not gonna lie, I cried because I cried because when Scarlet Witch had to kill Vision, like, and I read the comics where they became a couple, they got married, and and I followed their love story as well as my other favorite Marvel hero, Rogue and Gambit, how they have a great love story. We'll probably get into that like another day. But like, I was really sad when Wanda had to kill Vision, and then Thanos reverses time, pulls out the thing, and she still had to see Vision die. And I felt that was horrible. I really honestly was busting out tears, and like Chubbs over here. Oh, he was like, he came over, he was like, "Are you crying?"
And so to make things worse, I go, "Slap, love, chunk," just to break the tension.
Hey, you know what? Josh Brolin was there too, one of the Goonies.
And then somebody in the back row was like, "Hey, can y'all keep it down?" I'm all, "Hey, you guys!" No, but I find it interesting how Marvel played the whole Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, because I don't know if y'all know this, but in the original X-Men comic books, they're actually sons of Magneto, but somehow they don't reference that in the new Marvel.
No, but they do reference it, and I think, is it Days of Futures Past?
Yeah, it's all because of the rights between the
Fox and
Fox and
because I have some old X-Men come from the '60s, and it's common knowledge that Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver were sons of Magneto, but I find they don't mention that, and it is probably because of the licensing that because I know they've been talking about doing a crossover with the Avengers and the X-Men at some point. Or some of the characters from X-Men. I know that's been talked about, but
because Disney recently acquired Fox at this point, right?
Yeah.
So they're.
So I guess that's how. Well, because if you look at it this way, Deadpool became one of the most popular movies for Fox because it is a Marvel movie, and before that was X-Men, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess somehow they want to kind of introvert that whole storyline where Deadpool destroys the whole Marvel universe and all that. But I mean, you can also hear him kind of reference other Marvel movies. I think it was the first one. He's all like, Colossus is dragging him, and he's all like, "Oh, come, you have to go talk to Professor." And then he's all like, "Which one, McAvoy or Stewart?" Because I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of smart, like introducing them all. But
you will be X-Men soon, Wade. You are very good in you.
Was it 4 or 5 moments? But other than that, I mean, like,
my favorite scene from Deadpool 2 was when he's got the little baby legs and he's like, you're straight shirt cocking it, huh? Winnie the Pooh style. And he's like, yeah. Funny thing, that shirt he's wearing is actually Chunk's shirt from the Goonies.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Because Josh Brolin was in that one.
Josh Brolin. Never thought he would hit the heights he did. Josh Brolin, I remember him as Brandon. What's his name? Brad. Brand or Brad?
No, it was Brand.
Brand Muffin. Anyway, from the Goonies, and then you really don't see him. I think he was in a couple things, and all of a sudden he's Cable. He's One of my favorite performances, kind of straying from the topic, but was No Country for Old Men.
Yes.
Love that movie.
I think, what's his name?
Javier Bardem.
Yes. He was a fantastic killer.
Yeah.
He was. I think one of the only scenes that really spooked me out of that movie was where he flipped a coin. He went to the gas guy, the clerk, and he was all like,
keep it. It's your lucky coin now. And he starts to put it in his
pocket.
His pockets. No, don't put it in your pocket. And he's like, it's gonna get mixed in with your other change. He goes, that's your lucky coin. Yeah.
But as in Infinity Wars, like, I don't know. Have y'all seen Ant-Man and the Wasp?
No. Well,
no.
For those copyright people out there, I've seen a bootleg version of it. Lock me up, motherfucker. No.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. Because, like, movie prices nowadays are just like...
I'm probably going to watch it on DVD.
Basically, honestly. I know a guy that knows a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, I saw it in the theaters with my girlfriend. I know I mentioned it before. Yes, I have a girlfriend, and I'm fat.
I've seen him get ready for his dates with his girlfriend. It's all... I'm just kidding. So for Christmas, we got him a bike pump so he can go... I'm just kidding. No, he has a girlfriend. She's very lovely, very awesome. You want to give a shout out to your woman? Go ahead.
Yes, I would love to give a shout out to my lovely girlfriend of 3 years and so many months. Like, God, kill me now. I like to joke. That I'm all like, I like to go to work to get away from her.
But she's probably gonna watch this.
Yeah, she's gonna kick my ass.
She's gonna punch you. She's gonna punch you in the nutsack, and then we're all gonna laugh.
I'm probably gonna scream like for ages. But yeah, we went to go see Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think her very first Marvel movie I ever showed her was Ant-Man, and the reason why she loved that because 2 reasons. She's a big fan of Paul Rudd from Clueless. Because she's seen him in that, and I told him, well, that's a good part for him. But I think one of his best ones is when he first acted in the Michael Myers movie. It was Halloween 5.
4 or 5, yeah. 5.
Yeah, Halloween 5, and then I remember seeing him as he was the kid who saved Jamie in part 4, right? I think his character was like the little kid that was best friends with Jamie, like his niece.
Something like that.
But I remember seeing him that, and she likes Ant-Man because of him, but also because of Michael Pena, like his character in that movie. It's hilarious. He's all like, so like the time we went to this wine tasting, there was a rosé that saved the day. But yeah, we love that movie, and it was pretty good. How it ended is how it ties into Infinity War. If you haven't seen it, spoilers. They get Hank's wife out of the quantum realm, and then they go and explore it. Everything's okay, and then out of nowhere, like that's when everybody disappears, and Ant-Man's trapped in the quantum realm. Spoiler alert. But yes, my girlfriend. She loves the movies I watch with her, except for horror movies. This one, especially The Exorcist, I will not watch that movie because, one, I'm a little bitch. I am scared of that movie because I've been tortured by my sisters to watch that.
For the record, I watched that movie when I was 3 years old.
I think I watched it when I was like 5 or 6. Did you ever watch The Exorcist?
Yeah, I watched it when I was older though, but I thought it was just cheesy though. Because it was on Telemundo.
You watch it on Telemundo, so it don't count.
I used to watch everything on Telemundo, and like they would have that Spanish announcer that sounded like
La vieja en la cama muy feo.
Bienvenidos a Telemundo.
Hey, Telemundo, if you need an announcer.
Following the movie, Sabro Gigante at 10 o'clock. And what's that chick's name? Christina,
the one that does the news.
Oh, Christina.
Oh no, the
talk show
lady.
Yeah,
I remember Walter,
the fucking
I remember
weird ass
like the Elton John version,
magician
the Mexican Elton John. Walter,
Elton John.
But as I was saying, like, yes, I want to give a shout out to my lovely girlfriend. 3 years. Yes, we're gonna kill each other soon. But other than that, I mean, we actually got to see Infinity Wars together.
Yeah,
and she liked it, but she got confused at the end, and then like I had to explain to her, and I was like, this is kind of a different universe for me to talk about because basically it's almost a new universe, but with an old twist. And I try to like get her to watch all the movies, like all the Marvel movies, but then she's all like, "No, I don't have time," and she's always on her fucking phone, and I want to slap her. But no, we don't believe in abuse of women.
How many times, Lucy, I tell you not to be on your fucking phone?
Fucking Ricky
See,
Ricardo.
Only one time, goddamn. Only one
started
time.
off with Hulk, right? In the
I
timeline of things, it started off with Hulk.
I thought it was Iron Man first, then it was Incredible Hulk.
Because you remember in Iron Man at the end credit scene when he's with what's his name?
Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. He's like, he references the Hulk when they're in Harlem or
yeah, because in Incredible Hulk, he was in Harlem.
I heard a rumor.
So it starts off with Hulk, then it's Iron Man, then it's I think Iron Man 2 maybe.
No. Well, if we're gonna go in chronological order, isn't it Captain America: First Avenger first?
Oh yeah.
And then
for the original, the first Marvel movie that they came out with, they had the.
We're talking about like the main Marvel universe, the one that they're.
Iron Man was the first movie that came out.
Yeah.
And then it was.
I know it was Incredible Hulk.
And that was part 2, and then they came out. Well.
No, because Incredible Hulk has to be between part 2.
Yeah, it was the one with Norton.
Edward Norton. Yeah, Edward Norton, the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, and that's the one with the end when he's the Colonel or whatever, he's having a drink and he's at the bar, and then Tony Stark comes in and he goes, "I'm gonna talk to you about the Avengers, whatever, something like that, or about a idea we had, whatever and stuff." And then I think it was, I don't remember if it was the event or if it was Captain America. It was one of them when Nick Fury comes in. He's like, "I want to talk to you about." It might have been Iron Man 3 or something like that, or 2.
No, 3 is after First Avengers.
Yeah, and then he's
because that's when he was going through PTSD.
Yeah, and then he's talking to him about he goes, "I want to talk to you about the Avengers initiative," and it's all like dun dun dun,
Yeah, and then that's how we like got into it, and I kind of knew when I want to say it was like Incredible Hulk. I saw it in theaters. I kind of knew that they're gonna do Civil War, but I didn't know they were gonna do it like how I saw it. I thought they're gonna have like the whole war and all that and everything, but
I'm kind of glad they kept it in the one movie, and didn't stretch it out over like
Civil War.
Yeah. I think it worked out good, because I think if they would have done 2 movies or broke it up into 2 movies, it wouldn't have been as
good.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all: did y'all like Civil War?
I liked it.
I did.
And honest truth, I liked it because
my favorite part is when they're in the hangar and with the whole giant Ant-Man and the introduction of the Spider-Man.
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland Spider-Man, when he takes the shield from Captain America.
Hey, guys.
See, the thing is, that's like the only good part that I thought of the movie.
Yeah,
the whole airport scene.
Yeah, that's the part that sticks out the most. Other parts of it are kind of like, oh, I like that, I like this. But, yeah, for the most part, I was kind of like, eh.
Yeah, the rest of the movie was just like...
Like, it was good, but it didn't, like, it was until that part, I was like, oh, shit, like, now it's, and then it kind of like,
Baron Zemo.
Yeah, so
like, Baron Zemo, like, his whole master scheme was, like, that he did the whole thing just so that the Avengers can fight each other, but...
in retrospect, that's kind of an ugly kind of plot. It's kind of redundant, but I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not gonna like bullshit and like go back and forth. But I did like Civil War. I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments saying, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Well, but then again, also like
I liked it because in the trailer he's all like, "He's my friend, Tony," and then he's all like, "I was too," and then clash.
Well, see, me and you are like with Civil War, we're kind of the same thing where I thought there was like 1 or 2 key parts that I liked, but you liked the movie and then that makes you think about Rogue One. How I remember you're always like, that's like the best Star Wars movie. And to me, I liked it, but there was only, I liked the last maybe 15, 20 minutes when Darth Vader does that whole tirade when he starts killing people and shit. So it was like, the whole first part of the movie, I was kind of like, this is okay, but it's, I'm not like, I guess because I come from the old school like movies, so I'm a little more with the newer movies. But Yeah, but Andrew, he's like, man, I love it. That's like the best Star Wars movie, like from the newer movies that have come out, and I agree, it's a good movie, but like I said, there's only like a few parts that actually like stick out. So like if you ask me right now to describe it, I like the scene when they're on the planet with the like the island. Just
the Scarif.
Yeah, just seeing like stormtroopers on a fucking like a beach just fucking looks cool, and then you got that one blind dude. I didn't want the false is with me, whatever.
Imp Man.
Imp Man.
How he's always fighting like that.
I said Imp Man. Anyway, yeah, and so then I remember that part. That was kind of cool, and then at the end, of course, when Darth Vader comes in and they recreate that whole. Scene, yeah, right before it starts into A New Hope, so, and like me, I think it's a good movie. Is it the best? I don't think so, but and that's how we are with that movie, me and Andrew, and same way with Civil War. There's a couple parts in there I think are crucial, but then as the movie as a whole, I'm like, it doesn't really, to me, it doesn't really affect the canon of the Marvel movies that much. Yeah. Where it's like, if this movie didn't take place, none of this, I mean, other than the introduction of the new Spider-Man and all that kind of stuff, like I think that's important.
And Black Panther.
That prison, the superhero prison.
Oh, yeah. The super max, double max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I like. Black Panther. The Raft, I think that's what the superhero prison was called.
Mm-hmm.
And then the airport scene. But other than that, I thought the main plot was kind of shitty.
Yeah, I mean, it really did. I mean, it added to the whole Marvel mythology, the whole storyline. But
if we go into Civil War, like the reason why the plot's kind of fucked up is Baron Zemo, because the reason why he did it, not just to have the Avengers fight, is because they died in Sokovia. His family and all his wife and son.
But that seems really secondary to like what like the whole movie was about.
Yeah, like and honest truth, like in Civil War, yes, I love the movie. I'm not gonna lie, I do love the movie, but like there is that part where he says the reason why I did it is because of my wife and son, and I think Black Panther kills him, or I forgot. Like Black Panther takes him into prison. And just for all that, it was like, do you really want to like involve your family who died in Sokovia and blame the Avengers? Like, what was it? They already referenced that part too in Civil War, when Tony's giving that speech. What's her name? The one from Suicide Squad, the Weller. I forgot her name.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
I know she's in like How to Get Away with Murder, that show. But yeah, she referenced like my son was in Sokovia. Yeah, like they already referenced that, and then it goes on. So it's kind of just like a whole repeating story. But yeah, Civil War. I like Civil War because the reason why I like it is the friendship between Tony and Cap. Like that whole part in the trailer, so like he's my friend Tony, and then so was I, and then the whole clash of the Titans. But as in Civil War was good for me. I think the only movie that kind of dropped out was like Thor. I want to say the first one. I'm gonna go with the first one.
The first one was all right.
I thought the first one was all right.
I think they could have done more, like, other than that big scene where he fights that robot,
the Destroyer.
That was like my favorite part of the movie. Like everything else is kind of like But part two, honestly, I don't really remember. I remember seeing it in theaters.
Part two was about the Dark Elves.
Yeah. Like I remember bits and pieces, but I don't remember it like in vivid detail. And then the third one I thought was really good visually, and like
Thor Ragnarok was probably the best one.
Yeah, like Helena is a badass bitch, man. I mean, just the way she grabs Mjolnir and just
see. And how I remember Helena wasn't she Loki's daughter in the comic books?
Odin's daughter.
I know in the movie, but in the I think I saw it in, what was it, Hulk versus Thor, that animated movie. like Helena was the daughter of Loki and something like that, and she was banished to hell.
It's hard to tell because there's so many.
There's so many different story arcs.
There's so many variations. Yeah, there's like like a main story, and then there's like take Spider-Man for example. There's
Amazing Spider-Man.
There's
there's
the
Spider-Man.
regular Peter Parker, and then now there's what Ultimate Spider-Man with
Miles Morales.
Yeah, they're like or the Hispanic kid as the Spider-Man. There's one. I think there's even like a African American kid. I think on one of those.
Yeah, it's Miles Morales. He's black and Mexican.
And then in the Ultimate Spider-Man 2099, there's I forgot that guy, but he's like a totally different
What's
Spider-Man.
his name? Miles O'Hara?
Something like that in the 2099.
And 2099?
Yeah.
I think it's Matt something.
Yeah, and then there's there's different storylines, even like Batman in the DC. I mean, there's so many different variations to the story. So it's there's the main
What's your favorite variation of Batman? Because I'm going with
I like them from the 80s just because that's the one I started reading the comic books more.
Like the Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah, well those and like when he started wearing like the kind of like the I think what did it was the Batman movie with Michael Keaton where where he came in wearing black. Before that, like in the 80s, a lot of his comic books he was wearing like a blue, kind of like a light blue suit. Just to kind of be more, I guess, kid friendly, because he started out as vigilante, taking out criminals, and all of a sudden he kind of got into especially with the whole like superpowers cartoons, they wanted to kind of get more kids into buying Batman stuff, and so a lot of the toys and stuff around that area were a little more
Adam West,
a little more bubbly, a little more lighter colored, and then all of a sudden like they kind of transitioned into the whole Frank Miller. And all these like the darker, black, hiding in the shadows, like, snapping people's crooks' necks and like, just beating the shit out of them.
Never killing them.
Killing them, just
only severely injuring them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my favorite variation of Batman is always going to be, what was it? The Killing Joke.
Oh yeah.
I love The Killing Joke. I saw the movie. I didn't like the beginning of it because it was basically like, oh, Barbara and Batman fucked. Like, they had a relationship.
They had coitus.
We
have kids watching the show, Andrew.
Oh, well.
No, I'm just kidding.
They're going to learn. But
okay,
no,
so
like...
when two people love each other, kids. Wait, they don't have to love each other. Good point.
But no. I remember The Killing Joke. I actually got it from one of my friends for Christmas, and I thank him so much for that, for giving me that book, because when I read it, I was just like, wow, the Joker is really a good character. And also The Dark Knight Returns, I remember so much. But I remember when I was little, I would watch Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, Batman the Animated Series.
That was a good series, like, honest truth. And I was so happy that Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker himself, was the Joker. And how
he's always wanted to do the Joker.
Yeah, and he has that charisma to play the Joker. I would love that charisma so much. But yeah, that's like one of my favorite variations. Like... What's your variation?
I'm going to say the animated series.
The animated series too?
Yeah, I grew up with that, and it's so iconic. It's a really good series. It even holds up today.
I mean, it had some Grammys too. No, Emmys.
Yeah.
It had Emmys for which one? I think it was the Mr. Freeze episode.
I think also for the sound, the
soundtrack.
Yeah, soundtrack.
And also, Robin's Revenge. That 2-part episode where he goes and finds a guy who killed his family. But as in Batman, yeah. But
I also like the Batman Beyond.
Terry McGinnis.
Yeah.
I just like Ben Affleck as Batman.
Now we're going to get heated. We're going to get a lot of hate.
Yo, Affleck was the bomb at Phantoms, yo.
Probably like
bomb.
The shittiest cartoon they had for Batman was probably The Batman. Can I remember that one?
Oh,
the one with like the Joker.
Yeah,
he looks
I remember
like a
that
fucking gorilla.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well,
I didn't ever watch it, but I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think in the future, like Batman Brave and the Bold with Dietrich Bader.
Yeah, or Jethro from the Beverly Hillbillies movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jethro. Also, Office Space. He was a neighbor with the mullet. Yeah, I love his voice, and him playing Batman was kind of awesome. And but as in variations, that's my favorite. Your favorite. You said
animated series.
Animated series. Honestly, you can't go wrong with the animated series. Like, I feel like kids should watch the animated series, but it's kind of really dark.
Yeah, it's kind of dark. I remember like watching it as a kid and being kind of like creeped out with some of the episodes.
Oh, geez, it's just freaking dark.
Peter Griffin. But
was that one episode with the Scarecrow?
Oh, the Fear episode.
Yeah.
Where he would go and like when we first introduced him to Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one kind of did scare me a bit. But I think the one that I'm not gonna lie, I cried at and I was like, wow, this actually it actually does happen. Is where he goes as Bruce Wayne, but like a homeless guy with blonde hair, and then he gets kidnapped and he has to work for a living for this fat, big old boss man. I forgot what episode that is, but
it's called John's autobiography.
Well, he wasn't bald, but he had like a fedora. Like he was basically Don Corleone.
Listen, I'm not bald. I'm just taller than my hair.
Your hair is really short.
Yeah, I remember like an episode where like he has like some kind of flashback about his dad or something.
Oh,
or like
shit.
Or like it's some kind of alternate. He goes into some kind of alternate universe where
you know where that story comes from? What was it? Black Mercy. Oh my god, I remember. I know, and I'm gonna reference it to one of my favorite film directors, Kevin Smith. He actually did talk about on his show Fat Man on Batman. I think it was Supergirl that did the actual Black Mercy, and he talked about how Bruce Wayne had Superman had the Black Mercy, Mongol was fighting him and all that, and he takes it off and he gets stuck to Batman, and you see him seeing his dad alive and being the hero that he should be, and then gets that world taken away. But that episode, I remember that episode.
I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah,
I like vaguely remember like one scene where he's like talking to his dad. Like I think he even cries.
Yeah, that's like the first time we actually see Batman cry ever in like the comic books at all. And wasn't there an episode where Catwoman became a cat person?
I don't remember.
Probably.
Yeah, I think there was like an episode where Catwoman gets her genes spliced and she becomes like Cheetah or something. I don't know. But yeah, she became a cat person in general. But I mean, how the fuck did we get to DC?
Maybe we should go into the next.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be the ending of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, where we're going to have a lot of great other content. So right now, I'm going to end the video, and like I said, stay tuned for part 2. I'm Jonny Deth.
This is Eddie Gein.
And I'm Majin Drew.
All right.
Bye.
Fuck off.